Gender inclusion in remote learning. What are the challenges? Girls and young women may experience barriers to remote learning that are different to those experienced by boys and men. Inequalities in wider society are reflected in different roles and expectations of girls and boys. This can affect how and whether girls and boys can access remote learning. It can also affect what parents and teachers expect of girls and boys, what they think they are capable of achieving, and which subject it is appropriate for them to learn. Recognizing and understanding these barriers can help you remove them, enabling everyone to participate more fully in learning.
Pause the video here for a minute and think about this question. Do female and male learners experience remote learning differently in your context? Restart the video whenever you are ready.
The challenges of learning at home. Competing responsibilities. When schools are closed, or when learners are at home and using remote learning platforms, some families may believe that education is not important or that it has less value than other work or caring responsibilities. Girls can be under more pressure at home to be caregivers and to do more chores than their male siblings. This may mean less time for study. Girls, and especially boys, might be encouraged to work outside the house instead of continuing their education with remote learning. Access to devices and electricity. Girls may face difficulties accessing the technology and electricity needed for remote learning. Male family members might have more opportunities to use digital devices like phones and laptops than female family members. They might also get privileged access to energy. Female-headed households with less resources may not have access to any technology at all. Other challenges. Other factors as well as gender can affect access to remote learning. These include disability, language, location, and economic status, which can place even more barriers in the way of remote learning. For example, poverty can make the costs of data or print materials too expensive for many families. A girl who lives in a remote rural area may not be able to connect online or get access to printed materials. If learners are excluded from remote learning, this can make them vulnerable, as the usual support and protection provided by school is not available. Girls can be more exposed to gender-based violence, including sexual abuse and early and forced marriage. They are less likely than boys to return to school after school closures. Keeping girls engaged through remote learning is vital to support their transition back to school. How can teachers help remove gendered barriers to remote learning? Monitor participation. carefully monitor the participation of girls and boys in remote learning. Are there any differences between girls and boys' participation? Find out why those differences exist. As well as keeping an attendance register, keep a record of learners who are returning work to the teacher via email or other methods. Note whether there are any differences between male and female learners. If there are differences, investigate these and contact parents to discuss. Find out if other teachers have noticed the same thing. Discuss reasons and potential solutions together.
Pause the video here for a minute and think about this question. What could you do to monitor female and male participation in remote learning? Restart the video whenever you are ready.
Investigate and advocate. Teachers can do advocacy in their school communities to make sure that girls and boys have equal access to remote learning. Talk to male and female learners and their parents about how remote learning can be made more accessible. Ask what stops girls or boys getting access to online and other remote learning materials and what can be done about this. Ask local women's groups and representatives for advice. When schools are closed, for example, if there has been a crisis, promote the equal participation of girls and boys in remote learning. Raise awareness among teachers, staff, and community members that gender-based violence and sexual abuse and exploitation can increase in a crisis. Speak to local women's organisations to get advice if you think this may be happening. Promote flexibility at home and in learning. Make learning flexible so that it can fit around domestic and family responsibilities, especially during a crisis. For many learners, especially girls, access to flexible learning can create new opportunities for them to learn that they didn't have before. Promote the idea that domestic chores should be shared equally between girls and boys, so that both have the chance to join in remote learning. You can do this when speaking or writing to parents. Head teachers can also underline the importance of this message. Tackle stereotypes. Review your remote teaching and learning materials to make sure they avoid stereotypes and promote positive role models for girls and boys. Check the images and stories you use. Are males and females given equal representation? Are the images and stories empowering? If possible, build opportunities to discuss gender roles into your remote lessons. This can work well across all age groups. When teaching, make sure that girls and boys are given equal opportunities to participate in remote learning activities. Don't make assumptions that girls or boys are better or worse at certain subjects. All students have the right to learn different subjects. Provide opportunities for girls and boys to work together where culturally appropriate, such as mixed breakout rooms during online lessons. Monitor to ensure girls and boys contribute.
Pause the video here for a minute and think about this question. Are there any changes you could make to materials and classroom interaction to ensure girls and boys are equal? Restart the video whenever you are ready.
Reassure parents. Some parents may have concerns about their children, especially girls, learning online. Make sure parents know about the steps you have taken to protect all learners. Remote learning can be a positive opportunity to open up learning for girls and boys.